all been waiting for. I'm ranking all 38 weapons in Rec Room. First off, let me say that my opinion is entirely objective, and anyone that doesn't adhere to what I'm saying is wrong. Also, I'm only including weapons from the weapons tab on the maker pin, so no bottle or frying pan. So what's the worst weapon in Rec Room? Well, this might actually surprise you. It's the paint thrower. There was no doubt in my mind that it's the paint thrower. I was just joking about my list being objective, but this gun is objectively the worst. It causes lag, does an abysmal amount of damage, but for some reason, when new players in screen modes use it, it's like they've unlocked the holy grail of all weapons. It drops your frame rate to like 0, it sounds awful, and it's just overall boring. Moving on.
Bruh.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how this constitutes as a weapon. Overall, it doesn't really do that much damage, so it doesn't make it a very good weapon. It does, however, give you health if you drink it, so at least it's actually functional, like the paint thrower. Yeah, same sort of thing. Not really a weapon, but at least it did something. I ranked it higher for 2 reasons. First of all, it's way more exciting to get a shield potion in any game than a health potion. And secondly, I just like the color blue more. Alright, this next one's probably going to surprise a lot of you and be quite controversial. The bow. I hate the bow with a passion. I hate it in player-made PvPs because people bow spam it. Yes, bow spam. Not double shot as most of you have come to call it. When I'm fighting with someone with a bow, they usually have trash aim and just machine gun the bow, and it does like 50% damage every hit. On top of that, it acts as a shield since, unlike with most weapons, if the player is hit with a projectile, the player takes damage. Not with the bow. What I hate even more about the bows, when people use it in the quests, they basically try to always speedrun the game, taking all the kills. This is fine when you're trying to speedrun the game, but when you're in a public lobby, it just becomes annoying since I'm over here getting friendly fired by you like 100 times, and you always blame me.
Want to see us die? Smash that like button for good luck. Voices! Right, we gotta go, come on.
I'm sitting.
Come on. It starts.
I don't have a
The
weapon.
timer starts in here. My god, we already suck.
I hate the bow. Also, if you think what I'm saying is wrong, then may I point your attention to Rec Royale. Ever wonder why no one uses the bow in Rec Royale? It's because the Rec Room made it shoot slower, basically acknowledging its overpowered capabilities. So now none of the bow mains want to use it in Rec Royale because their double shot trick doesn't work. Sorry about that. I've been wanting to get that off my chest for a while. If you use the bow, that's fine. Just know that I strongly disagree with your choice. Coconut bomb. It's annoying and useless. It's not that fun of a mechanic in Isle of the Lost Skulls. And that's, really all I have to say. Snow piles are fun with friends, but fall short as weapons. They hardly ever used due to them being so out of place in most maps, and they do very small amounts of damage, making them a waste of ink in most PvP servers. Not really sure how this counts as a weapon. Overall, it's just kinda lame. The paint shield is, to my knowledge, in none of the Rec Room originals, so it's just kinda useless. It's really just a worse version of the quest shield. The Hunter's Bow has always kind of been a weird weapon to me. It's clunky and hard to use, but at the same time, it's easy to aim with and kind of not clunky. It's truly an enigma. The pitchfork has a really cool and realistic design, but due to it being attached to a quest that's not available to me, it kind of makes it boring and insignificant. Also, it breaks pretty easily. Same thing with the shovel, but if I had to choose between the two, I'm picking the shovel. I don't know why. It's just wood. Again, I can't play Crescendo. It's overall just hard to use in most PvPs, but for real, every time there's a whip on a server, some diehard fan runs to get it and just won't stop annoying everyone with it and will go on an absolute rampage to get it if they lose it. This weapon just genuinely sucks as a weapon, in PvP and quests alike. I don't even know why they added it to the game. It's honestly unusable as anything more than a thing to stun goblins. I ranked it this high because it's pretty cool and intricate skins. This gun is just dumb. It takes so many shots to do any sort of noticeable damage to a player with, that it's not even worth being picked up unless you have no other choice. If I had to choose between a legendary laser burst gun and a common paintball burst gun, I'm going with the paintball. The crossbow, much like the hunter's bow, is just another weird gun. It has weird physics, but I can't deny how satisfying it is to land a hit from any distance with one of these. Also, it has a pretty big payoff for criticals since they absolutely deplete player health. Unfortunately, the same is not true for quest mobs since it does hardly any damage and is better off left alone. The cutlass is really clunky as a sword. It just doesn't really do anything for me. I don't ever look at it and think, wow, I'm gonna pick that up. Just boring and gets destroyed easily. Well, that's the end of genuinely not great weapons. Let's move on to the okay weapons. The flintlock has extremely limited ammo on all maps. However, it is very useful if you have good aim and are in a tight spot.
We just got plenty of time,
Like in Wreck Royale, where you can one-shot someone with a headshot. They're also really fun to shoot in general.
It all makes sense now. No.
The laser beam cannon is cool on paper, but it's poorly implemented in a rec room. It's obnoxious and causes so much lag. Most of the time, whenever I see it in laser tag, I just use a shotgun and shoot it out of the map. It's even worse when people dual wield with it. I ranked it this high because it's fun to use regardless of its cons. It makes you feel powerful, and I can't rank it low because it's just so cool, to be honest. The paint mine is really cool. It can be attached to weapons and used as a sort of sticky bomb, but it's usually used by annoying kids who attach every known mime in existence to a pistol and throw it at you in paintball. When they hit you with it, they just start cackling maniacally. It's cool, but most use it poorly. Paint scope rifle is basically the paint version of the bow, except it actually requires skill. It annoys me. I can't deny the fact people who trick shot with it are actually really good and have a lot of skills. Skills I do not have. I ranked it this high because I like watching people use it, but I hate using it and having it used on me. Also, if you dual wield snipers, you're bad. You're just bad. It's the bow equivalent of double shooting. The laser pistol is good, don't get me wrong. I like it, but it's ruined by people who just use the pistol constantly. These people spam dual laser pistols and fling them in the air to utilize an auto reload thing. In laser tag, these people usually have their mics muted and just mow through players, usually like level 10s, and they seem to be quite proud of themselves. It's also a bit overpowered on Wreck Royale. I don't know why this is a weapon, but it does no damage. That being said, it is incredibly useful to me as a sword user on quests. The only downside is when people use it in PvPs with shotguns, basically making them tanks. The laser railgun is fun to use as a challenge for yourself in laser tag. Otherwise, I wouldn't use it unless I had to. I like the design and the amount of damage it produces, but overall I'd skip it. I love the ore. I love the sound it makes. It's one shot. It's an ore. Fortunately, compared to the rest of what's left, it falls short and is sometimes hard to use since it isn't very stable. Fun to use, it's one shot. I love being able to hurl it across maps. It's also very easy to hurt yourself with, as one wrong move and it's over. The broom is like a meme, honestly. Whenever someone is using the broom, there are always a mass of people wanting to kill them for it. It's overall a fun weapon, but there's not much to say about it. The blunderbuss is both the most and least powerful weapon in the game. It's one shot and has like the maximum possible spread on it, but it's nerfed by only having 3 shots available. And sometimes it glitches out when you use it 3 times and never respawns. Alright, numbers 12, 11, and 10 are all grenades. I don't really know the difference, but I will tell you that they are extremely useful in every game they are in, and are actually a really good way to hit someone from far away if you don't have the best gun aiming skills. Alright, we made it to the top 9 weapons. I have a lot of love for these weapons. I've gotten pretty good with each one. Number 9 is... the plush fish. I know, it's weird to rank such a weird item so high, but the plush fish is one shot, acts as a shield, and has the squeak every time you use it. The reason it's at the bottom of the 9 is because it breaks easily after 2 hits. I use a quest sword in all my quests that offer them. It's overall really useful and can provide users with an exercise since it requires a lot of movement. It's also fun to use against players and mobs with. The one downside is that the people who main the sword use something called an extendo arm, in which the sword travels like 20 feet from their body and is overall just an annoyance. If you do this, you're not good. The laser launcher annoys people so much, but I personally like it. It can wipe out a large group of people in seconds, can immobilize players who are in buggies and other vehicles, and it can be used against pesky bow spammers. One downside is, if you're at the other end of this, it can get annoying. It's also a better power weapon than the laser cannon and laser tag. When you think of rec room guns, this is the one that pops in your mind first. It's overall well balanced. It has a recoil to prevent spamming, has moderate range, it doesn't absolutely diminish health, nor does it act like the laser counterpart. It's overall well balanced. If you are new to Rec Room, master the paintball pistol before anything else. It provides you with the skill needed to aim at close and long range, with guns with slow and fast reloads, and with guns with high and low damage outputs. It is the most balanced gun in the game, and the most common in Rec Royale, paintball, and player-made PvPs. You need to understand the paintball pistol before you can understand any other weapon. This is where people are going to start to get annoyed. Paint launcher used to be my favorite weapon until it was nerfed back in 2021. It used to be able to activate grenades, but now it doesn't. It's also buggy and doesn't always register hits. I like it, but if you dual wield these, you're just as bad as dual snipers. Alright, the top 3 guns. I wonder what paintball shotgun. I know, I'm a shotgun user. I don't have the best aim, and I sometimes get nervous during PvPing, causing my hands to shake, so a shotgun is my best bet. I've grown accustomed to the hate that I get in lobbies from trying to use it, but seriously, if you like a shotgun, you know how great it feels to get your hands on one in any PvP. The best melee in the game, my second favorite weapon, the stool, is by far the best, most powerful melee in the game. It is the most efficient in the sense that it rarely ever fails to one-shot someone. You can throw it at people and do one-shots, you can sometimes holster and accidentally one-shot someone, it can be used as a shield and defense against projectiles. It is the #1 defense against bow spamming, as it absorbs most of the impact of the arrows. It is the best. Alright, at this point, no one relates to this list at all probably. However, the #1 objectively best weapon in the game is
the laser shotgun.
I know, I'm a terrible person. I'm the guy who ruins your time with a laser shotgun and laser tag. I understand that, but let me explain you why it's the best. It's a shotgun. So it has all the benefits of the paintball shotgun, but it has the reach of a burst gun. It is useful in close, mid, and long-range battles, and it's honestly just fun to use. It has 3 available shots, but you can reload it, making it better than the blunderbuss. And it oftentimes can one-shot people at close range. It is the best gun. If you use this gun, mind you, everyone in the laser tag lobby will hate you, and you'll probably be kicked out a lot. There it is, my objective list of all the Rec Room weapons as of 2022. Come back in a year to see if I re-rank them. please subscribe if you agree with me. If you disagree with me, please subscribe still anyway, and comment why, and I will respond. Alright, bye.